It was my 15th or 16th crossing and my 7th solo crossing. I was fitter than what I'd ever been for the race. For various reasons I started getting cold early. I became hypothermic then at the 12k mark. I've been going for about 3 hours and I suffered a heart attack. Because I was so cold, my heart was having to work very hard to keep me warm, and I pushed it too hard at the same time, which forced my heart into a spasm. And at that stage, I thought I'd just hit the wall, and I thought I've been through this before. Look, I'll just continue swimming and just work my way through it. I thought I had a massive loss of power at the time, but I just kept plodding along, and I never regained power. But then shortly after, because my heart wasn't working properly, my lungs started to fill with fluid, and that's when the pulmonary edema, essentially what that is, that's when that developed. So I started coughing a lot, and at that stage I thought I just inhaled salt water, and which I think I had done anyway, but I continued coughing till the end of the race. It starts with a shiver. You start to shiver, then I start feeling certain aches as well in my shoulders, and then it sort of goes further and further into your core, such that you just feel really cold through the middle of you, and then it becomes you do feel a sense of numbness, and it becomes a bit like an out-of-body experience. And then, of course, when the heart attack happened, I didn't know what it was. As I said, I thought I'd hit the wall, but it was like a shudder, like a tremor that just went through me, and to the extent where I just lost immediate power. Like I just went, it was sort of like, accelerating up a hill, and then all of a sudden the engine just faults. It just gives way. And it wasn't till I had the heart attack that anyone on my boat suspected that there was anything wrong. I wasn't communicating much with my crew, and then once I ran into real trouble, it was just more about I was struggling to talk anyway. I was struggling to breathe, because I was coughing so much and just trying to get the bit of air into me, to the extent where I'd stop occasionally, have a bit of a drink, and then just kept working through it, and I was on target. Like I was, and I was drinking, eating, I was doing all the things right, albeit I wasn't saying much, I wasn't communicating. As I mentioned, there was a few reasons why I got cold, and they were because I was so fit. I was very lean, or leaner than what I had been in previous years, and I didn't have as much wool fat on either. In fact, I didn't have much on at all. With hypothermia, you do lose control over your stroke, albeit that wasn't easily identifiable in my situation. So I think it's important that the crew understand your stroke, but I think it's also important that they understand your mental approach, and understand you have some insight into how you respond in certain situations, and particularly in endurance events, And also, I think there needs to be, you need to establish beforehand that yes, I will communicate with my paddler, yes, I will communicate with my crew, and that is expected of you. Listen to your body. You've got to listen to your body at the same time. So you've got to push yourself, but you've got to listen to your body, and it's a difficult one as to how hard you push yourself. Preparation is everything. What you take into your body that day is important. Preparing for cold water, and having a race plan, and also, whilst you go to the event to complete it, and this is the difficult part, but you've got to have an exit point. You've got to say, look, maybe today is not my day. You know what? This race is going to come around next year, and I can come back next year. So I think it's just important to recognise that.